The total solar eclipse is only 2 days away, and a lot of things are getting weirder by the minute. Watch till the end, it's totally strange. 4 days ago, lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. Then yesterday, a whopping 4.8 earthquake shook New York, the strongest quake since 1783. And on Monday, darkness will cover the land of America as it rolls through towns called Nineveh. The date of April 8th also correlates with passages about 3 days of darkness in Egypt. This solar eclipse is being treated differently than any solar eclipse ever being treated. They tell everybody to get prepared for and stack up food for at least 2 weeks. The same solar eclipse that they sent the National Guards out for. NASA will launch 3 rockets up into the Earth's ionosphere, that area between 55 and like 300 or so miles above the Earth. The Devil Comet will become visible during the solar eclipse in April. CERN, to test the world's most powerful particle accelerator during April's solar eclipse, to search for invisible matter that secretly powers our universe. Coincidentally, CERN's logo contains multiple sixes arranged in a pattern that resembles both the number 666 and a solar eclipse symbol. And y'all notice how all of a sudden, since the Baltimore Bridge happened, all these other bridges have been collapsing? After the solar eclipse on April 8th, this is the scariest part.
The strongest earthquake in 140 years, John.
Look at all that, and it's not over yet because we've got the eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, it's going to be a transformative experience for anybody who is in the area of totality.
So buckle up, we're in for a wild ride.
Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, let's give our praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem B'Kakadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, noise in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Man, this is just another lesson through the spirit. This video that's playing here is basically going into the events preceding and after the eclipse, which we've already had the eclipse that passed over our particular province here in Kansas City. I want to say it started getting dark like around almost like 1:15 almost, and then to totality to like 1:54. But surprisingly, it didn't get too dark out here. I captured 2 videos of it, and it was dark, but it wasn't like pitch black, like, you know, you didn't hear the nightlife come alive within those particular minutes. Because what I was reading is that also in this regard, it was like, I believe like it was like a shift in totality. I believe like a couple of miles or something like that. Like a lot of the people that was in the path of totality, they had clouds and overcast, so they wasn't really able to see the eclipse in its entirety, like in Texas and parts of New York. But here in Kansas City, it was pretty clear out. And it did get dark, but not like stupid dark. Okay, back in 2017, I mean, it directly flew right over us. And I mean, we did get dark, like as it's nighttime dark. So, and then the nightlife was present for those couple of seconds or minutes. But what was so weird is because when I checked the path of totality, like it shows you in this video here, and we was right in a path of totality, and it was supposed to get completely dark, but it really wasn't. Because if you look at Kansas here, which is the state left to Missouri, and then you got Kansas City, Missouri, we was right in that path. And I want to say we got about like 90%, 85, 90% of an eclipse. And it did get relatively dark, but nothing too dark. Okay, but nonetheless, what's so weird about it, because when you look at I believe the one up top is the 2017, and the one at the bottom may have been 2024. Okay, so it makes sense as to why we didn't get as dark, but we did get reasonably dark. But yet they're equating this eclipse to all the prophecies and the 3 days of darkness, which we read about in Egypt, which we're going to actually get that. And the historical accounts of plagues of Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai bringing on the planet Earth. Now, at this point, we just have to sit back and watch the Lord work, because we do believe through the spirit things are getting ready to happen. Okay, as we're seeing that this Middle East, the tensions in the Middle East from NATO, the EU, America, you got Russia, China, Iran, Syria, okay, France, all in talks of war, okay, and nuclear artillery, which is basically inevitable at this point. So now we're entering another cosmic phase, and we're going to see that things are going to start to manifest through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man. You know, one thing about these people, these dumb people, I say it that way, is because everybody was expecting something to happen blatantly at that time. But see, what people don't understand is the fact it's not what's happening during the time, but what's happening after it. Because you ain't gonna see nothing happen doing it, because for one thing, you fixated on the sky. Second of all, they're doing things behind closed doors. Like, I was sent a video, I believe, of NASA, or I believe they were shooting rockets or something like that. They was getting ready to shoot like rockets into the eclipse, but find out that they didn't even I don't even think it reached up there to some degree. I think it was like deterred or something. You know, which shows you that Esau Edom, man, his plan of a vacuum is not working. Okay, so it says here, total solar eclipse triggers Big Bang. NASA to launch rockets, CERN to smash protons. Okay, which we made mention of that. But it reads, it says a historical total. Shit, Slovakia, man, fuck. It says a historical total solar eclipse is scheduled to occur across many cities in the United States on April 8th, 2024. And I mean, they made a big deal out of this whole thing. You know, now people are going to go to YouTube and say, oh, we thought this was going to happen. Y'all ain't give it time yet, man. Just because the Lord shows a sign, that doesn't mean the judgment is going to happen on that day. But you did hear the guy say that the eclipse, or the earthquake eclipse, took place, you know, what was supposed to take place, which was today, which took place, I believe, over the weekend in New York, which was probably supposed to take place today. But regardless of it, man, we ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, just because the world didn't end, which we said the world wouldn't go end today, but just because everything didn't fall in place like you people thought, hey, you ain't seen nothing yet. The Lord ain't even started. He ain't even got started yet. So just hold tight. We're going to see the result of this eclipse. Just give it some time. Give it a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or, you know, to the end of the year. But you're going to start to see things, okay? So we ain't out of the hot water yet. We ain't going to be out of the hot water until Yahweh comes and get us. But it says, on Monday, April 8th, 2024, Slovakia, brother, Slovakia, pardon me. But it says a total solar eclipse will cross North America, passing over Mexico, United States, and Canada. It reads, it says, from Texas to Maine in the United States, millions of people will witness a total solar eclipse. But I've noticed as well, a lot of these particular states that were supposed to witness it, they didn't get a chance to witness it because Esau, he started to spray chemtrails. He started to cloud seed and spray chemtrails. So that pissed a lot of people off right there, because they was expecting a clear forecast to come and find out that that wasn't the case, because he cloud seeded. Okay. But it reads, it says a total solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth for a short time, which completely blocks the face of the sun. It says, however, solar eclipse will not be an isolated phenomenon on April 8th. NASA and the God Particle renowned CERN Institute have chosen April 8th as the day to conduct some unique scientific experiments, okay? Going back into conjuring up those deities, you see, because Esau Edom, he's trying to tamper with the fabric of existence, because he wants to add time to his rulership. So if he's able to figure out how the Lord dealt with creation and time, and if he can manipulate time, Esau will literally open up a wormhole to go back to the past, to put time on his rulership, because he know. This is why this eclipse was so significant, because the powers to be are heavy at work, man. Okay, launching rockets and fucking CERN. Since when have they been launching rockets at an eclipse? You know, but it says here, NASA will launch 3 sounding rockets during the total eclipse on April 8th to study how Earth's atmosphere is affected when sunlight momentarily dims over a portion of the planet, which in my opinion, that don't even make sense. It says this NASA project is termed as atmospheric perturbations in eclipse path, which is APEP, which is abbreviator, which basically deals with their left-hand gods, you know, their deities, you know, when they worship in these particular gods of Babylon, ancient Egypt, Syria, you know, Rome, Greece, and soon to be, you know, all these kingdoms wrapped up into one. This is the same thing. But it says Wellup's flight facility to Virginia to study the disturbances of the ionosphere created when the moon eclipses the sun. It says the sounding rockets will launch at 3 different times, 45 minutes before during and 45 minutes after the peak local eclipse. It reads these intervals are important to collect data on how the sun's sudden disappearance affects the ionic sphere, creating disturbances that have the potential to interfere with communications. It says, according to the Daily Mail, the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator is set to smash protons together on April 8th to search for invisible particles secretly powering the universe. And Yahweh Shai he's powering the universe. Okay, if you're looking for some secret particle, then seek ye the Lord himself, but you ain't going to find him because the Lord is not dealing with you. But you will find him in a form of judgment. It says CERN's website news reports also talks about a collision for physics at 6.8 TeV are expected to take place April 8th. But back in 2012, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, came into spotlight after the discovery of the God particle. It says the particle was finally discovered on the 4th of July, how ironic, right? By researchers at a large hadron collider, the most powerful particle accelerator in the world, located at the European Particle Physics Laboratory, CERN, in Switzerland. It says the CERN's Large Hadron Collider, which is the LHC, is the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. And it reads the beams inside the LHC are made to collide at 4 locations around the accelerator ring, corresponding to the positions of 4 particle detectors, which is the Atlas, CME, ALICE, and LHCb. But interestingly, following the spirited debate of the working group, God was disregarded on the account of unfortunate echoes of God particle, the controversy name accidentally given to Higgs boson in 1993. But it says the next total solar eclipse over the U.S. is not until 2044, so they say. So these scientific experiments are a rare opportunity for scientists to collect crucial data, which basically they're trying to conjure up these demons and open up portal. They're trying to get the hell out of, they're trying to get out of their punishment. He's trying to avert his judgment, but it's not going to happen. Okay. So anyway, let's go from here. Book of Joel, the 2nd chapter. Let's start at verses 28. And it says, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions, right? And this is why everybody is going to YouTube. Several videos out there with the account of people witnessing America's destruction, and a vision is yet to come to pass. But due to these signs, people are harking on it now because we know that these things is true, which fulfills the scripture. Okay, so people having visions of destruction of America, it will come to pass eventually. Okay, because this is what Yahweh Shai prophesied. And it reads, it says, and also upon the servants and upon my handmaids in those days would I pour out my spirit. And this is the reason why you got people that's like these, what do you call these preppers, these forecasters, or these doomsday preppers. They're putting out videos on prophetic occurrences and all this other stuff, because like I was looking at this video here, and I think it's Steve Ram, right? And he specifically made mention in this video that he doesn't usually go into this type of information. He steered from it because of the controversy. But when you read in the comments, people are saying, well, this has nothing to do with the Yahweh Shai's coming and all this other stuff, because people are in denial. Okay, to the point they want to cut people offline because they're equating this eclipse with biblical prophecy. And then you got those of the people that actually believe in something. Okay, it says people shouldn't be worrying about the rapture. They should be ready to go when the Lord comes for us. We will not know whether the day and hour, but it would be the most glorious days in our lives. And who the fuck is we? You see? And this is how delusional that these people are. These people really think that Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver them. See, this is that universal Catholicism doctrine when they teach that everybody can make it. You people don't deserve to make it in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, we don't even deserve the kingdom. So how much more you freaking heathens out there? Out of all the wickedness you've done in your life, you hate Jake. Okay, you stole. You live your life like an American. The Lord ain't dealing with this shit, man. The Lord ain't delivering you if you live in your life like an American. Okay, you have to be a Hebrew Israelite of one of the respective tribes for the Lord to even remotely consider you for salvation. The rest of you just going to be slaves. Okay, like, hey, I put up curses. I put up prayers and I put up curses, man. But I prayed to the Lord. I put up curses during the eclipse. That Yahweh Shai brings judgment on you people. Because it says rapture is a false doctrine. That's absolutely right. It says the wicked will be plucked from the earth and burnt, That's who would be taken, and the righteous would be left on the earth to inherit the new kingdom of Yahweh. Which, I mean, I get the concept, but you still going off. Okay? But nonetheless, man, you see videos like this going into these accounts. April 8th, 2024, solar eclipse prophecy, state of emergency, as several states have declared a state of emergency. And you got to ask yourself, why are they doing it if nothing happened? Well, nothing happened yet. Okay, we're still not out of the day. And we are already into the next phase of the prophecy. So now it's fair game. And on top of that, it's after the Passover. So, don't get too comfortable yet, Esau. All right, because you ain't seen shit yet. We in a time of judgment. This thing, that eclipse marked the end of this man's empire, Lord's will. But it says here, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. And the sun should be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And we just witnessed that, man. Okay, so, hey, now that the day of the Lord is at hand, now we just have to sit back and watch for prophecy. Okay, and my belief and personal feeling is that the next big prophecy will be the MOTB. Okay, they was already talking about it going online. Like, I believe like they're testing currencies today, or I believe this month. And then somehow, some way they're going to try to have everything rolled over digitally by January of 2025. Okay, which in my opinion, I believe that the digital shit should have been the beginning of the year. But, Esau, he's he's on a time crunch. He's not fulfilling the time crunch. So the Lord is getting ready to push it. Let's go to another precept here because they made mention of this too in the video, Exodus 10. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 20. It says, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. Okay, because this is during the time of the first Exodus, when Moses and Aaron went up before Pharaoh to declare them to let the Lord's people go, our people, the Israelites, and yet he refused. So the Lord brought plagues upon this place, and he's doing the same thing in like manner. But it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand towards heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. Okay, because they're talking about cyber attacks, grid outages, and it ain't too late for that. Okay, it's because the grids didn't go down and the cell phones didn't go down at that particular moment. Hey, we don't know what happened to all these millions of people that's in a path of totality, because they're the ones that got the warning, But hey, you may hear some reports that, hey, yeah, we had an outage today. There was a cyber attack. Like, I was coming home today from the car spot, and we was on the highway, and it looked like something was on fire. At first I thought it was the North Kansas City Hospital, because from the peripherals and from the distance, it looked like the hospital was on fire, but that wasn't the case. But it appeared that something was burning in the area or in the adjacent region. I don't know what that was. I haven't seen anything on the news, but things are happening, man. All right, and you people, you are literally getting ready to be worm food, let alone missile food. But it says, and Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was thick darkness in the land of Egypt for 3 days. Okay, so that's going to happen again. All right, it's going to happen. And when Yahweh Shai declares it to happen, that's when it's going to happen. And it says, and they saw not one another, neither was any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Okay, and another thing will prove that we're in a time of all hell breaking loose is because that earthquake that hit Lebanon, New Jersey last week. Okay, I remember the Apostle Tahar was in the middle of a lesson and he felt the earthquake. He was like, oh shit, it's a fucking earthquake, So, hey, we're not out of hot water yet. And mainly, I won't say, hey, you people, you're still in hot water. I don't know what the hell you all freaking rejoicing about. This ain't nothing to rejoice about. It's just a sign that the Lord told us what will happen. So let's go here, Habakkuk 2. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says here, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So an appointed time is a specified time. And it reads, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, and we're seeing things pick up. Okay, World War III, the MOTB, the economic collapse. Okay, you got insurrection all over the world. Okay, global insurrection soon to be. Okay, military drills are being conducted. I believe in Houston they was flying like these. I don't know if they were Black Hawk helicopters, but people caught reports of these helicopters flying low, and it was strange. Okay, so what are they prepping for? Martial law? Are they prepping for another shutdown? Are they prepping for a terrorist attack? Okay, because let's not forget that those migrants or those nationals that cross the borders, hey, they can very well be military personnel. So, hey, don't get too comfortable yet. All right. Let's go from here to the book of Revelation. Okay, Revelation. Let's go to verse 6. All right. Because they're talking about more plagues on the horizon. Okay, you got this RSV shit, but people having coughs for 2-3 months at a time, and it's just getting crazy. But Revelation 6:4, and it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword," okay, meaning the war, and people are already in arms about the coming civil war, so people are already in arms. Like I was speaking to the transmission guy, and he was telling me, he said, yeah, we're overdue. He said something needs to happen. So that shows you what the mindset of the average person is, that they waiting for something to happen. Why you stupid niggas are sitting back in the corner waiting for things to get better. Oh, well, we need to put Donald Trump in there. We need Biden to do something. Man, you Jakes are waiting on the wrong thing, man. Okay, you supposed to be waiting for your savior, which is Yahweh Shai, to come back and deliver you. But we know that ain't on your, like I said, Jake, he don't have urgency. Jake lacks urgency, And it says, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, lo, a pair of a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand." Okay, which those balances are going into like those yokes of iron. Okay, like when you look at a yoke of iron, look like a balance. But it says, "And I heard the voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. But see that thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Okay, which the oil and the wine represents the truth and the elect. Okay, but right now we're having an economic collapse, man. Okay, they're talking about diesel is getting ready to run out of fuel again. It could be up to $10 gas prices and all types of shit. And it says here, "And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked and beheld a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him." Okay, and the Lord is getting ready to release the spirit of death on this place, man, using Esau and his inventions. And it says, "And power was given over them with the fourth part of the earth," which we in the fourth part of the earth here, "to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth." So, hey, I believe that this eclipse have just totally entered us I believe that it entered us into a different phase of prophecy now, because things are going to start feel different. Time is getting ready to speed up, and things are just going to start happening, man. Okay, I think after today, it's going to be different, and that's just my personal opinion. While everybody is looking for a preeminent sign, hey, we know that the Lord deals with patience, and we know that the Lord deals with dispensations of time, man. Okay, so this is the book of Matthew 16, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, "And the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting, desiring him that he would show them a sign from heaven." Okay, because they was looking for something. And it says, "And he answered and said it to them, When it is evening, you would say it would be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. But O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times." Okay, right, because the Lord is basically telling them, like, look, you mean to tell me out of all the shit that's coming to pass, you mean to tell me that you can't tell we at the end? The fact that the Romans are getting ready to roll on Israel, the Lord is getting ready to be crucified, okay, and all the prophetic events that took place prior to Yahweh Shai's coming have all been manifested and have all come to pass. So that's a sign right there. Okay, we don't need an eclipse to say, oh, well, we in the end. No, we could just tell by the way that the world is going, But it says here, "When a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign," which we're in that generation now. "And there should no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left and departed." And what was the sign? The prophets, man. Okay, being on the scene. Us out there speaking these words on the scene is the sign. Okay, and on top of that, prior to Jonah going to Nineveh to prophesy, that was an eclipse. Okay, that foretold the downfall of Nineveh's demise. But it didn't take place right then and there. Okay, it didn't go down when Jonah necessarily prophesied. I believe it went down during the time of Tobit, if I'm not mistaken, and you could read about it. I believe in what is it? Not Haggai, but it may be in Nahum, because I believe Nineveh was part of the Assyrian rulership, or the Assyrian captivity when Jake was in Assyrian captivity. But yet the Assyrians were in power, I believe, at the time of Nineveh. So right now, the modern day Assyrians being Babylon the Great, because it's a spiritual name. Okay, so it will be destroyed, just not when you people expect it to be, but we're here. All right. This is the book of Matthew 24. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses. Because the Lord said he come as a thief in the night. This whole chapter is good. But let's start at verses 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with powers and great glory. And we're coming into that time. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth to the heaven to the other. And now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves. Ye know that the summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even the doors. But verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. But heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour, no man know. It says, no man know, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right. It says, for as in the days that there were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay. This is why it tells us here to be ready for his coming. Verses 42. It says, watch it therefore, for ye know not. It says, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good men of the house had known in that which the thief will come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think the Son of Man cometh. Okay? So that's the point, man. Yahushua is going to come when these people least suspect it. We're going to know, but in the meantime, these people are expecting something, so nothing will happen. But when they least are expecting, and like the scriptures say, peace and safety and sudden destruction, that's when the hell is going to break loose, man. Okay, so I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakadash. Lord's will, you will edify it to the next lesson. Shalom.
The total solar eclipse is only 2 days away, and a lot of things are getting weirder by the minute. Watch till the end, it's totally strange. 4 days ago, lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. Then yesterday, a whopping 4.8 earthquake shook New York, the strongest quake since 1783. And on Monday, darkness will cover the land of America as it rolls through towns called Nineveh. The date of April 8th also correlates with passages about 3 days of darkness in Egypt. This solar eclipse is being treated differently than any solar eclipse ever being treated. They tell everybody to get prepared for and stack up food for at least 2 weeks. The same solar eclipse that they sent the National Guards out for. NASA will launch 3 rockets up into the Earth's ionosphere, that area between 55 and like 300 or so miles above the Earth. The Devil Comet will become visible during the solar eclipse in April. CERN, to test the world's most powerful particle accelerator during April's solar eclipse, to search for invisible matter that secretly powers our universe. Coincidentally, CERN's logo contains multiple sixes arranged in a pattern that resembles both the number 666 and a solar eclipse symbol. And y'all notice how all of a sudden, since the Baltimore Bridge happened, all these other bridges have been collapsing? After the solar eclipse on April 8th, this is the scariest part.
The strongest earthquake in 140 years, John.
Look at all that, and it's not over yet because we've got the eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, it's going to be a transformative experience for anybody who is in the area of Church Outlet.
So buckle up, we're in for a wild ride.